and gentlemen, after that incredible panel discussion, it is now time for a tech talk. And we've got Vikram Kumar Yerram, the country manager, GreenLake Cloud Services, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, joining us. Well, Vikram is a seasoned IT professional with 25 years of rich experience in diverse roles at HP and HCL Infosystems. He comes with a strong background in solution selling, account management, alliances, and product management. With this, the stage is all yours, Vikram. Over to you.
Thanks, Bhavna, for the intro. Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to today's session for delivering business outcomes with everything as a service. Let me start by sharing my screen. I hope it's visible to everyone. Okay, so just as Bhavna introduced me, I look after the GreenLake Cloud Services for HP in India. Really my pleasure to be sharing this session with all of you today. Let me get quickly started with the presentation. I have a very simple, small agenda. First of all, I will introduce what is GreenLake, what are the offerings we have, what is HPE's point of view around hybrid cloud with GreenLake Central, and how customers like yourself can get started on this journey with everything as a service. And if time permits, we'll have Q&A, else the HP and ThoughtSolve team will be available to take any Q&A at the end of the session. Okay, just to set some context around the hybrid cloud reality, as per the recent research by IDC and 451 research, 95% of the organizations have both public and private cloud environments. As we all know that the world is going to be hybrid, and 40% of the core business critical, mission critical applications are still within the premises of the customer's data center or co-located by them within their private clouds. And as per research, 41% of the businesses are expecting increase in their private cloud spending by the end of 2021. So with this context, I'll get started. If the world is going to be hybrid, we at HP GreenLake believe that the whole hybrid cloud is not a destination but a journey. Whether you have data and apps residing in the edge or co-located or lying within your data center or in the public cloud, you need to have a seamless experience irrespective of where these apps or data lie. And it is going to be the experience that you get in these three areas that is going to drive where customers will deploy their workloads by choice. Okay, so with HP GreenLake Everything as a Service, we want to really bring the cloud to you within the four walls of your data center or co-located for you within the colo provider of your choice. And this is done in a very, very self-service, intuitive manner. It is truly pay per consumption and pay per use. Customers have the scalability, agility and flexibility that is required to drive their business outcomes. And this is both scale up and scale down. And should customers choose, we are also in a position to manage this whole infra for them irrespective of where their workloads are hosted. I'll move on. When we talk about this whole everything as a service offer on-prem, the first and foremost thing I wanted to highlight to you is that this is a dedicated single tenant environment for customers for that specific workload. So we don't share it with multiple customers, or it is not a multi-tenant environment. In a simple pictorial representation, if customers have a production load, we maintain a local buffer for them. And depending on the workload, if there is an increase in load, it is drawn from the local buffer and added to the production capacity to take care of the peak load or the load at that point in time. And as it comes back to steady state, it is returned to the local buffer. This is how it is maintained for the customer. And I will just try and build this up for you in a slightly detailed manner pictorially. So if you see on the x-axis, you have time, on the y-axis, you have cost or dollar. And if your workload is going to be this thick dashed black line, typically customers end up buying in tranches what they need for the next 18 months or 2 years for various reasons. It could be because of the way they budget. It could be because they really don't want any teething problems initially, because then, the users start feeling that this application is not working or there is some issues. And thirdly, it could also be because they really feel that, whatever they want may not be available in the short term, and there could be long lead times for that. So hence customers buy in, steps like these. And based on research, it is proven that 59% of the compute is over provisioned and 48% of storage is over provisioned. And that is the reason why, by experience, you will realize that in the initial few years of the application deployment, you hardly see any performance degradation, and it starts really after some time. And that's when you go and again upgrade those systems. And what we feel is initially there is a lot of underutilization or over provisioning, but there could be short periods of time where the demand has overrun the capacity, and there could be performance related issues, or there is a lot of latency related issues in that application or infrastructure. So what we do is in the HP GreenLake Cloud Services offering, we peg the requirement for the customer. If this is the actual requirement, we maintain a buffer, which is this thick gray line or bluish line, whatever you want to call it. And we peg the minimum commitment or the reserve level for the customer, which is this dashed white line. So two things I want to draw to your attention. First and foremost is the dashed white line is always below the thick black line, which is the actual requirement. So we don't want customers to at any point in time pay more than what they'll actually use. And the second is we always maintain a buffer, which is definitely at all times exceeding the the demand. So the capacity is always ahead of demand. So what happens is you commit for this minimum commit or reserve level, which is the white dashed line. And what you end up paying is between this thick blue line and the white line, depending on actual consumption, whatever is your consumption. To give an example, let's say you want 10 servers. You have the choice of paying by actual memory utilization or physical server being on and off. And you could keep this if this is 10, for example, the black thick line is 10, and we would just peg this white line as 8, and probably will deploy 1 or 2 servers extra here, so that at no point in time, if you need 10 and you want to hit 12 or whatever, 20% headroom is given. At the same time, your minimum or reserve level is pegged at 80, which is definitely below the requested capacity. So this is how principally the whole concept works. And this is really the underutilization on over provisioning savings that we are passing on to the customer in the form of capacity savings for the customer. Okay, I'll move on. So traditionally, customers have been buying it in the form of doing it by themselves, buying it in capex. So there is a requirement, there is a RFP or RFQ, and then there's an evaluation and then negotiation and closure. So this used to have a lot of turnaround time and a lot of delays in evaluation and concluding, and then physical deliveries and etc. But it had also some advantages of having full control of the environment. It was adhering to your data privacy and protection policies, security, hardly much issues with respect to access or latency. But then came the public clouds, which offered everything as a service, and then you could just sign up for whatever you want and then keep consuming it. But it also has thrown a lot of challenges because it is no longer a new concept. Customers are using it. And the costs are based on the feedback we are getting from our customers. The costs are unpredictable at times, difficult to control, because different user groups are just going and creating whatever instances they need and consuming them, and only at the end of the month or quarter that the customer realizes what has his consumption been. And also there are definitely, depending on industry to industry, there are a lot of regulated industries like banking, financial services, healthcare, pharma. So a lot of regulation around those. So they still are figuring out how to work around these data privacy and protection concerns. And also, there could be, issues related to latency because of the kind of workload that, is being deployed. And hence we at HP believed that, how do we get best of both worlds to customers? And that's where GreenLake as a service comes into play. And as you can see here, it is a completely flexible agile way of offering scalability to the customer to drive business agility, and done in a very, very transparent way. So users will not realize the capacity bursts that are happening and going down, and it is completely transparent to them, fully compliant with your data privacy, security, and compliance issues. And since it is deployed either in your data center or co-located in a dedicated single tenant environment, we don't anticipate too many issues related to latency or networking. So today we are offering a very, very wide variety of workloads or outcomes, as we call it, for all our customers. So the simplest being infrastructure as a service, which could be compute or storage or networking. But then we have given the most popular workloads that are available today under GreenLake. For example, you could just go for a data protection solution, which means that you will get the backup device, the choice of backup software. You could choose either Veeam, Commvault, or Data Protector, and the services with that, and customer can just consume and pay us on a monthly basis for the actual TB of data that is being backed. And similarly for private cloud comes with the complete hardware, which includes the compute, storage, and the virtualization software. And we are very proud to say that within 5 clicks and 2 minutes, customer should be able to spin out his own VMs in his private cloud. That is the kind of agility that we are bringing. Similarly, the container platform is also available from HP Emerald platform on Open Kubernetes. VDI as a service is available. SAP HANA is a very, very popular workload. And the interesting thing about SAP HANA deployments is we are able to measure the actual memory utilization of the HANA database server as seen in the SAP Global Allocation List, or GAL as they call it. So most popular workloads are today available from the GreenLake Cloud Services portfolio. So, anything that interests you, please reach out to the HP or ThoughtSolve team, and we're very, very happy to, address your requirements. Also, this is not possible without having the right technology partnerships. As I said, we have a bunch of partnerships with some of the most leading OEMs, and this is, possible for us to deliver the outcomes that are required based on the partnerships that we have. So right from operating environments like Microsoft, Red Hat, SUSE, or SAP HANA, I spoke about Veeam and Commvault and VMware, Nutanix. So we have a bunch of, OEM partnerships which are available, and some of the leading SIs and channel partners. This is not an exhaustive list, just a sample representation. And we have, globally many SIs and hosting providers and channel partners who are taking this whole GreenLake, everything as a service to our customers. We also provide GreenLake management services, which is typically the IMAC processes that the customers have, which is the install, move, add, change, or the L1, L2 monitoring that is there. This is an optional service because depending on customer to customer, in some customer environments, customers themselves are doing it. If it's not a very complex or a small environment, in some cases, some partner or SI is doing for it. Wherever customers have large, complex environments and they want HP to do it, we are absolutely, keen to, do the entire monitor, operate, administer, and advise for our customers as part of the GreenLake management services, and we cover everything from infrastructure to the till the monitoring of the application layer. Okay, I'll quickly switch gears. And I wanted to talk about the HP hybrid cloud strategy. And when we believe at HP that the world is going to be hybrid, how are we going to help our customers manage this whole hybrid environment, whether it is on the edge, co-located, or within your data center, or in the public cloud? And that's where GreenLake Central comes in. So all the customers who go on for the GreenLake Cloud Services offerings will get the GreenLake Central as a portal. And you can see here the screen here, right from your monthly consumption, utilizations, how your spend is, whether you are complying as per your compliance postures, the continuous compliance is available. This is your private cloud environment. So everything is available at a single source for our customers. So whether depending on what persona you are, whether you are a CFO who wants to know the spend and you want to give allocation of budgets for different departments, or you are a CIO who wants to know how is your utilization, whether you are within budget for your cost. You want to see just not what is there on GreenLake on-prem, but also something that is consumed in, let's say, AWS or Azure. We are able to pull that information, populate and show it to you. And similarly, if you are an IT admin who wants to, manage and monitor this environment, or even look at, how my capacity requirements are going to get, changed in the next 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. This whole, insight is available to different personas within the customer's organization from GreenLake Central. And we are very, very proud to know and let you know that most of our customers who are using this have always come back and said that this is a fantastic, tool that they're able to really leverage and take advantage of it. Okay, just to summarize, GreenLake is really not just a view from HP, as our CEO Antonio has already announced. We are going to be transforming into a edge to cloud as a service company by 2022. We are already in that process and way ahead in our digital transformation journey. And what it also means is that whether it's a very large global customer or a enterprise customer or a small and medium customer, the entire portfolio of HP products and services is going to be available across for all segments of customers. And as we speak, we are inching towards the 5 billion mark, approximately $4.8 billion of contracts, more than 1,200 customers, 900 partners. So it is just a real momentum for HP as we transform into an edge to service company. And we offer the complete length and breadth of product solutions and services that are part of this whole offering. So most of the customers really ask us, how do we get started? So I would really urge each one of you to think, if you are coming out with any new infrastructure project or any new application that you are planning to roll, I think it is really going to be of value to you for you to reach out to the HP or the ThoughtSolve team and ask them to do a small transformation workshop. This is a couple of hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours kind of workshop. Or even if you have aging infrastructure which is more than 4 or 5 years old and you're really wanting to refresh them, I think you should definitely talk to your HP team or your partner and understand from them, how you can do this whole transformation using GreenLake Everything as a Service. So what we do is we understand your current requirements, what is the outcomes that you are trying to drive in the business, identify key areas for improvement, what is the technology that you're using, what is the roadmap that we can have, and we'll just create a very high level blueprint for you and align it with everything as a service based on the consumption model, and submit this roadmap to you. And then depending on what you want to prioritize first, you can take it forward and execute it. So I really urge all the customers on this event to really give us an opportunity to work with you to do this kind of a small workshop, which is typically for 2 to 3 hours. And then, depending on how things work out for you, we can get engaged. So that's all from my side. Looking at the paucity of time, I'll stop here. Once again, thank you on behalf of HP and the GreenLake Cloud Services team for giving us this opportunity. If you have any questions, our teams are available. Both HP and ThoughtSolve teams are available in the booth, and we'll be very, very happy to answer your questions. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Vikram, for that great tech talk.